So imagine, if you will, for a moment, you're in the movie. You're in the movie theater. You're not in the movie. You're in the theater. And you're ready to watch the next greatest, or maybe an old favorite flick. Cat, I'm trying to set a mood here, okay? Trying to do a little spooky wooey thing for Halloween that has a point. So, hush it. Yes, a minute in and I've said absolutely nothing of importance. Yep. And no, I'm not going to start over because get over it. So, you're in the movie theater. You're going to watch the newest spooky horror movie, slasher film, whatever it's, Annabelle, Poltergeist, movies where things fly around and people are flung against walls, and which obviously I haven't seen any of since probably Poltergeist originally. Exorcist, Poltergeist. And you're sitting there with your popcorn, the movie's started and it's running and you're really getting into it and you're just waiting for the next jump scare. You know it's coming. And some random person sitting next to you elbows you a little bit. Leans over and says, "You know it's all fake, right? This is all fake." And you're like, in your head, you don't want to cause a fuss. In your head, you're like, I wish this person would shut the F up. And you might go, shh. And then there's some action happens and the person next to you leans over and says, "It's all strings. That drawer opening, that was a string." Later, when a shadow person appears against a wall, the person leans over and says, "You know, it's all masking and film techniques. They just cut that in. That was a separate thing they filmed and put over the top of it." At this point, you're sitting there ready to pummel the person next to you because you really want to get into this movie. You really want to enjoy it, but they keep bugging in your ear and telling you everything in the movie's fake. Well, obviously it is. You know, you're sitting in a theater, but you like to suspend reality for an hour and a half. Maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. You like to suspend reality and get into what you're watching, regardless of if it's real or not. And where you're not sitting next to that person, you would be very, very into this movie, and you would really be enjoying it, and you'd be getting the jump scares, and you would enjoy it. Now, what does this have to do with anything? Well, debunkers, most of the people watching the stuff on the fake channels knows it's fake. They know it's like sitting in a theater, watching this film, getting into it, having their jump scares, hearing the screaming, hearing everything going on and suspending reality for a little while. But unfortunately, they go to the comment section, and here they get to read about, oh, how this is all fake, how it's all strings, it's masking, how it's all garbage, and these are fakers. And, you can't understand why they aren't listening to you, because you keep telling them these people are fake. And maybe they go to your channel to watch a debunking, only all they hear is about how they're fake and who is dumb enough to believe this stuff. Now, I'm not saying to stop debunking. I'm saying understand the mindset of the people who are actually watching these channels. Understand that they might watch them for that suspending of reality, for getting into the storyline that the videographers are pushing, to get into the little spooks and scares, the jumps, the what is that? How could that happen? And believing for a moment that no, it's not a string pulling open a drawer. It's actually a spirit. That really is a shadow person moving along a wall. That a person's really being chased by something otherworldly, that these people might have hit some, contacted something demonic. That's all part of it. That's part of the enjoyment. So, don't be all upset when they come back and tell you you're whatever, full of shit, whatever. Because they are the persons trying to enjoy these videos, and you're the random person sitting next to them, poking them, saying, that's fake. That's done with strings. It's masking and film techniques. And I mean, really, go watch one of your favorite horror movies, thrillers, whatever, and sit there in your debunker brain and debunk all of it and see how enjoyable it is to you. Probably you'll be very angry because it's no longer your favorite horror movie, because you've debunked everything, and rationally it's stupid to watch that movie again because it's all fake. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I'm not wearing my reading glasses, so I can't see what I look like to see if I'm giving you the right face, or you're giving me the right face, or if you're actually staring at my turkey neck. Stop looking at it. The eyes are up here. So this is a consideration that I am all for debunkers. I enjoy watching debunkers. I've learned a lot from them. I've learned many techniques and figured out things that they haven't figured out. You didn't know that. Because I'm not a debunking channel, I haven't put those things up. But I have suggested them in some of your comments. But by the same token, I can see why people enjoy the faker videos. And yes, some people are fervently hoping that they're real, that they're true proof of the paranormal. And, that's their choice. I suppose, you would like them all to see that the emperor is wearing no clothes, but for some people, that's what they're wanting to believe. And they will argue against you because that is what they want to believe. I watched those shows. I watched, yes, way back to Most Haunted and before Most Haunted. And then all the different paranormal shows that were on. And then Taps, Ghost Hunters. And then, oh, we had a lot of favorites. We called Most Haunted the Screamer Show. It was guaranteed during at least once, if not more, somebody on the show would scream. And we thought it was funny. It's like you're out here, you're hunting for these ghosts and you're screaming. But, you know, that added to it. Yeah, Corvette may have thrown pebbles at the wall for evidence. And they may have had some faked psychic business going on, or their resident demonologist would be claiming to raise demons. And it all took place in these amazing structures in the UK, castles, ancient pubs. And there was always a great story behind it. Regardless that the story may not be true. I mean, why is an ancient monk hanging out in a semi-detached house and not bothering the people next door? You know, yes, you can pretty much debunk a lot of things, but it's like your horror movie. Well, if you want to go in and say that's false, that's fake, where's the fun? Where's the enjoyment? Where's the jump scares? Where's the laughing when Corvette or her chicky sidekick screams? You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't watch a lot of horror films. Because basically, sorry, they're a bit stupid to me. Because I look at them and go, I know it's all fake, and I don't get into them. In fact, I found that you're being primed for the movie before you even get to it. Everyone talks about how scary it is. You watch the trailers, you see all these jump scares, and you're scared. And you know you're going to a spooky movie, and you know you're going to be scared. And you go in there with that mindset that this is going to be really scary. Yeah, I went to a horror movie once, and I thought I was going to a comedy. Seriously. And I watched this movie, and I was watching, and I'm going, it really isn't that funny. In fact, it's kind of stupid. And I was part way through when I realized, oh, this isn't a comedy. It's a horror flick. I'm supposed to be scared of all this. And I'm looking at it going, I'm not scared. I wasn't primed to be scared. I was primed to laugh, and that didn't happen. And now I know, okay, if I go into any horror movie with the idea that it's not going to be scary, it's just going to be a movie, then it's not scary. You might get the odd jump scare because that will get anybody, something jumping out. I think the scariest thing is the head falling out of the shark's mouth and jaws. Nobody was ready for that. So scary movies are scary because we want them to be. And videos on YouTube are scary because people want them to be. People want them to be realistic, paranormal activities. And that's why they watch them. And that's why, yes, the fakers have huge numbers because they give people the thrills. They give people the jump scares, the odd noises, the, oh, my coat got tugged. Even though you don't even see it, you just see the reaction. And that's what their viewers want. They want a freebie horror movie. Something that they can chill them, scare them, make them cuddle with their significant other while they watch this YouTube. And it's fairly well evidenced considering that now those channels are making feature-length videos, even longer than feature length. I mean, most movies don't go past like an hour and a half, hour and 3/4. Anything longer than that, 2 and 3 hours, are considered too long for movies, and people won't stay interested. That's why Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit came out in so many parts. Because they had to keep it down to how long people will sit and watch something. And I admit, I will scroll through and go, okay, that one's 2 hours. I'm not sitting through that. Hour and a half, no. What do we got that's an hour or under? So, but I still enjoy the debunking videos, and I learn a lot from them. I just want you to understand that these negative responses you get to comments on the faker videos is because people want to watch it. They want to, their chills, their scares, and they don't care that it's fake. In fact, they probably mostly know it's fake. But they want to get into it and enjoy it. And that's about all I have to say about that. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one is the icky one until you bite them all. So, good night, my friends. And have a good Monday night. Sorry, Monday night. Never mind. Have a good Tuesday. Cha-ching. Okay. Awkward ending. I'll just sit here and stare at you for a while, and I have to make my face perfect because when I stop it, that's the face that you're going to see. Bye. Oh, for Sky, this is my hair. It looks blue in this light because it's a blue light, but it's really just a little puff of white hair on top of my head. That's it. A little tail down the back. There you go. I wear a hat so I don't have to comb my hair. Real truth there.